welcome. So in this video we'll see some problem where this is our input and this is our target value. So we have to find a pair of number that will add up to give us our target value. Okay, so if we just look through our input array, so if we just add 2 and 7, so that will give us our target value, that is 9. So we have to return the indexes of this both number that will add up to give us our target value. We have to return their indexes. Let's just discuss the brute force approach to tackle this problem. Okay, so we'll just use two loops. One will start from 0th index, let's say I, and one will start from jth index, that is I plus 1 index. So if we are at I right now, then we'll look in this part of the array if target minus this ith value exists in this array or not. Let's say our target is 9, okay? So, and this is our 2, the value at ith index, okay? So target minus ith value, that is 7. So we'll look for the 7 in this particular array. Okay, so we'll just check if 7 exists in this array or not. So you can see that 7 exists in this particular array. Okay, so we'll just return this both indexes. Okay, so hope you got the idea that we'll just use two loops here. One will start from I and second will start from the I plus 1 index, and we'll just check if target minus a of I value exists in this particular array or not. Discuss the pseudocode of the brute force approach that we have discussed. So we'll just, so this is our num array and this is our target value that we have given as input in this function. Then we'll use two loops here. One will start from 0th index and another will start from the I plus 1 index. Then we'll check if target minus that value exists in this particular array or not. If it exists, so we'll just return I and j indexes of the I and j. Okay, so this is quite simple approach. So let's just discuss the time complexity of this. So the time complexity of this will be O of n square because we are using two loops here. Okay, then the space complexity will remain constant because we are not using any extra space here. So you can see that this is very simple approach. So let's just discuss the efficient approach of this so that we can reduce our time complexity to O of n, right? This efficient approach will make use of hash table. Let's say this is our hash table and our target value is 9, okay? So we'll just traverse this input array. Let's say our pointer is at 2 at first. So we'll just check if target minus array value, that is a of I, exists in this hash table or not. So target minus 2 is 7. So you can see that now our hash table is empty. So 7 is not present in the hash table. So we'll just store 2 with its index value. So index value is 2. Then we'll just increase our traversing. Now we are at 7. Now we'll check if target minus a of r, that is 7, that is 2, exists in the hash table or not. So here you can see that 2 is already present in the hash table. So now we can return the index value of this 2, that is 2, 0, and this particular index value of 7, that is 1. This is how we deal with this problem so that we can optimize it using hash tables. Okay, so let's just discuss the pseudocode for this using hash tables. So this is our input array and this is our target value, and we have created here hash map. You can use hash sets, hash map, anything you want to. Then we'll just loop through this array, and here for the sake of simplicity I have just store the target minus array value in this variable called complement, just to make it simple. Okay, you can directly write this into this. instead of complement. Okay, I have used a variable called complement. You can do whatever you like to. So it will check if target minus array value present in the map or not. So if it's not present, so we'll just put that value along with the index, and if it's present, so we'll get that index value of this particular element, 0 or 1 whatever, and the another index value of ith array value, then we'll just return it. Okay, so this is how we do it with using hash tables. Okay, so let's just discuss the time complexity of this. So the time complexity will be O of n and the space complexity will be constant. Okay, so for watching guys, make sure you like, share and hit that subscribe button down there. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.